I suggest we begin. They tried to go around us, but there was no way. Oh, how well we're going. And Jaguar is pulling ahead. Hello world. Sergio is with you, and today will be the shortest possible introduction. Meet Jaguar F-Type. It's February. We have a convertible. It has 350 horsepower under the hood, and today we're going to talk about that car. You may ask why we took this car. Here's why. We want to dilute the compact powerful convertibles, which are presented in our market brands Mercedes and BMW, well as Audi with its TT. And now Jaguar enters the fray. They released this model Jaguar F-Type, and today we are going to talk about this particular car. And now a little bit of history. We are looking at Jaguar, and this brand has been experiencing quite a lot of financial difficulties for the last 10-15 years. In order to get out of the crisis, they had to come up with a car that would be accessible to a large number of people. Such a car was Jaguar F-Type. It is a front-engine roadster at an adequate price. The minimum engine here is 3 liters, the maximum engine here is 5 liters. All engines are supercharged. In front of us is a car with 350 horsepower, which is the lowest step in the line of this model. The next motor is 385 horsepower, the next motors are V8. They are 490 horsepower and 550. This was the top model of the car that is now in front of us. Today I got behind the wheel of this car for the first time in my life. What immediately caught my eye was the enormous, simply enormous hood. There it is. Look at the size of that. It seems just endless, even though the motor is only V6. This hood is the manufacturer's tribute to its style. And the result is very good. The rear of the car is made in the new style Jaguar, is quite narrow headlights and in the center double exhaust pipe. How to tell the difference between V6 and V8? When the exhaust pipe is in the center of the bumper, it's V6. When the exhaust pipes are on the sides, it's V8. In this car, I really like these retractable handles. They are fantastic, very comfortable, very nice and stylish. When they automatically open, you can see the inscription here Jaguar. I understand that I'm a pretty spoiled guy, but it's little details like this that really get me. And there are a lot of them in this car. We'll talk more about the air ducts that come out of the center console, but now let's move on. What interesting features do you have in this Jaguar? At the moment, the thing I like most about it is its bowl-like cockpit. It's not just a seat. It used to be said that the best driver's seat was BMW 3rd series of different generations. I think it's at least as good here. I also really like these air ducts. I'm going to close them now. See, they come down. It's a feature Jaguar, a very cool invention. And in general, the element is useless, but very beautiful. If you want to surprise your passenger, you can lift them up. Here are the air ducts coming out of nowhere again, very cool. All the materials are of high quality. Of course, not Porsche, the quality will probably be a little better, but here too, everything is very good. For my money it's not bad at all. Everything is made very well. I really like the gear selector, it's just incredibly cool. In general, the entire interior is very stylish. This car is prestigious, beautiful, and also rare. I love rare cars and I don't like cars that are 3 of each at the same light. I like the car to be rare. In terms of driving, the car behaves very well on the road. I would even add a little more comfort to it, because, in principle, a convertible is not a sports car, with a bias towards some results. By the way, I've just overtaken our cameraman. I would like to say that the car has very cool pops when you drop the gas. I like it. It's all factory, it looks fantastic. The feeling of the car is very pleasant. Now let's talk about the exterior and interior of this car. Guys, the interior is fantastic, I like it, and I've seen quite a few cars. The torpedo is covered with leather. By the way, a very comfortable handle for the passenger. When he will be driven quickly in this car, he will have something to hold on to. When I opened the hood the first time, I did not pay attention, but then I really liked this point. It's exactly the same at R8. The hood is also the wings. This is the prerogative of sports supercars, cool and powerful. You can even see a piece of the fender, it looks really cool. A very massive piece, but actually very light. Let me remind you, this car is all made of aluminum. The hood closes quite interestingly, guys, basically like in the old BMW. The trunk is quite roomy, there are different niches. Let's take a look at what's in there. Water, some papers, 0W40 oil, probably leaking a little bit. I look at the muffler though, and I see it's clean. Here we have a spoiler that automatically rises at a certain speed. For example, when that speed is above 120 km per hour, it rises, and when the speed starts to decrease, it folds itself. This is a curtain. What's it for, you ask? It's wobbly, yeah, so we buttoned it up. Thanks to this curtain, there are no gusts of wind. I've had several convertibles. It's very uncomfortable to drive without it. My head is a nightmare. Everything is dusty and dirty. So, this trace element helps a lot. The first time I saw it was at Honda S2000, I think it had glass installed there. Lately all the manufacturers have switched to different touchscreens and touchpads. I think that all this is nonsense. In some 5 or 7 years, buttons will come at an extra cost. You'll remember my words later, that's exactly what will happen. By the way, interesting button. I'm pretty sure that's the glove compartment. It is. By the way, it's electrically operated, guys. Everything is electrically operated, not cheap. The steering wheel is basic, it could be nicer. Not a bad steering wheel, but let's just say it can't compete with the steering wheels in Audi and Mercedes. This car is not exceptionally sporty, and again, we are looking at the most basic model with 350 horsepower. If we take the 550 horsepower model, it will be much more dynamic. In any case, 5 2/10 of a second is now normal for a base car. Guys, what can I say about this car? Emotions from driving just fire. The car is easy to drive, holds the road well and looks very charismatic. That is, this car meets all modern requirements. And how it drives, we will check later. And now we're moving on to the race. It's evening, and that means it's time for our traditional, racing, column. We couldn't find a rival for our Jaguar, so I turned to my Instagram, made a post, and a lot of people responded. We chose 4. All the cars are rear-wheel drive, with automatic transmission, like ours Jaguar, and all have power from 350 to 380 horsepower. That is, the conditions are equal. Let's get acquainted. We have Porsche, he's in almost every one of our videos, so we get to know the owner.
My name is Kirill. This is my Porsche 911 Carrera S, 385 power, rear-wheel drive.
We have 2 convertibles BMW 335. What's your name?
I'm Dima. It's BMW 335D, Stage 1, about 350 horsepower, rear-wheel drive, 6-speed automatic.
I think it will compete. One more BMW 335. What's your name?
Kolia, 335, gasoline, stage 1, about 340 horsepower, rear-wheel drive, automatic.
By the way, the dirtiest car in our review.
From work.
Especially for you. I'm not a fan of Americans, but I couldn't miss this car. Who's that?
Alexander. This is Dodge Challenger. 375 horsepower, 8-speed automatic, rear-wheel drive.
This is the car with the biggest motor. I want to remind you that the first 3 cars, Challenger and 2 BMW, are very heavy. They weigh almost 2 tons each. I'm betting on Porsche. It's technological, and it's basically my love, you know that. I suggest we get started.
1, 2, 3.
I lost to all of you.
1, 2, 3.
They tried to outsmart us, but no such luck. Oh, how well we're going. Just a little more, and Jaguar takes the lead. There will now be a race with 2 BMW. Diesel and gasoline. Both are stage 1, so there are 3 convertibles in the race now. Let's see who wins. 1, 2, 3. D35 is leaving. The guy will outrun us all. Sorry, brother, it's Jaguar.
1, 2, 3.
Jaguar. Almost straight, almost steady. Jaguar. Jaguar. How could that be? In short, guys, we're done. Everything is cool. All the cars are struggling, very close together, but still some of them are a little bit faster, the other a little bit slower, and how much and how, we'll tell you now. We compared our rivals, and to my surprise, our Jaguar lost just about everything. It lost Porsche 911, it lost BMW 335 on gasoline and even diesel BMW. Although very slightly, and to my surprise, it even lost Dodge Challenger, but not because it was the slowest, but because it was the most beautiful. And with you were Sergio and Diamond Chick.